Okay, that's very good. Okay, let me go on the presentation now. Yes. So effect of an increase in population growth rate, this gives us what? That the steady state is basically declining, but your initial capital will remain same. Okay. So initial capital, there will be no change because of the growth in population, because this population causes this N to rise. So this gives us rise in this N to N dash, and this gives us more depreciation. And because of more depreciation is occurred, as Solo model says, the more depreciation gives us slower growth rate. Okay, so here what is happening? Because if you compare this blue line, so from this to this, there is a bigger triangle. It means the growth rate is higher. So this growth rate or this particular triangle would be more applicable to the developing countries, or this blue line is more applicable to the developing countries. The reason, because they will always face lower depreciation. But here what is happening? As more depreciation would occur, and this blue line is now generated, and because of the more population growth, and now this gives us lower steady state. Okay, the lower steady state, and also gives you a smaller triangle. Okay, so this triangle is now this much. Okay, and so your growth of capital is now declining because of this depreciation rate, though this depreciation is coming due to the population growth. And this is also the common, the reason of all developing countries. So population growth, they have to control to stop this depreciation. Similarly, if we are talking about these countries, those are the developed one, they are definitely not facing so much problem of, in this regard of the population growth. But at the same time, there were more capital, and if they don't utilize it properly with the labor supply again, that will cause the more depreciation, and their steady state will get declined. So both of the countries are, having a different nature, but they have cause of diminishing returns. But here, according to the Solo model, because they have given more emphasis on the capital, which is actually cause of more depreciation, so the growth rate would be more faster in case of developing countries. So to understand this, I will talk about this convergence theory. And convergence theory says that here we have this saving, which is a proportion of this output per capital. Okay, and this is the saving which causes depreciation and plus population growth. Okay, so here we have this K star. Fine, this K star is a steady state, and here we indicate there is a K01. So we consider this is the nature of a country is developing country, and K02 we have the countries developed one. Okay, so this red line indicates that the developing countries have lower initial capital, though this country have more capital. It means these countries are the richer than these countries. Okay. Now the pattern of a growth of these countries would be different, of course, when we talk about this. So what is exactly the fundamental of the Solovian model? They do consider that the countries which have less capital, uh, there will be less depreciation. Okay, and because of less depreciation, their growth, or the speed of growth will be faster than these countries. It means developed countries. But it is only the comparison between the growth speed. Okay, if I talk about this steady state is common for this red line also, and also this blue line. Okay, so both would like to converge. I think somebody wants to enter. Let me see. Okay. Okay, so if I say that there is a common steady state, it means for this blue line also has to converge here, and this red line also has to converge here. Okay, so both of the targets are similar. But what is exactly happening, that the speed of growth, why we are considering speed of growth, this is, according to, even I keep aside this Solovian concept, then according to this diagram, this has to reach early here, and this will reach later on, because this indicates a lower initial capital, but this indicates more capital, so more capital will reach early here. But Solo denying it, Solo says that this will definitely reach here, but at the same time this will also reach here, so time would be similar. It means this blue line, by the time we'll reach, this also will converge here at the same time. It means the growth of capital is faster in this country, okay, as compared to this. The reason, because the diminishing returns would get occur lower here, and here the diminishing returns would be more faster. I will show you this convergence. See this diagram showing that K01, which is also the countries having the lower capital and they are having more capital, they will also converge. Okay, this is the tangent line. Okay, this will also go and will have a convergence here. But what is exactly happening to meet this particular gap? Because the initial capital has a huge gap. So this is the developed country and this is the developing country, but still this K01 will converge these countries K02 at the same time. Okay, so you can even modify this diagram. You can put it here somewhere through towards the tangency. Okay, towards the tangency, it means the gap will reduce. My target is only that the gap we started, that is more. Okay, then meanwhile, eventually it is getting declined. Okay, so here this will reduce and further this will be more reduced. It means these countries are converging together whenever the countries, those who are having less capital, okay, they will be facing less diminishing returns, and because of that, they'll converge more faster than these countries. Is this clear, this convergence theory? And we call it basically unconditional convergence. Here is not giving conditional convergence in this theory. So unconditional convergence is entirely depend on this initial capital. So when some countries they are having more capital, some countries they are having less capital, so only based on that their pattern of growth would be determined. Okay, so we are not actually saying there is a condition. Why? Because if we are starting from a given point, okay, and then there is nothing which is actually inducing it, it means only capital growth is causing this convergence. So there is nothing else. It means other factor. I'm talking about education, human capital, maybe climatical condition, maybe the political conditions. No other thing I'm mentioning over here for the growth of this country. So that is why no other condition which is actually giving us a common cause for the convergence. So it's the common cause. We are not having exactly the common cause, but only thing is that this country would have a more advantage to have lower diminishing returns to meet these countries early at the same time to steady state level. The steady state level is what? This is K star, which is indicating change in K by K, which is equals to 0. And how it is equals to 0? When both of these curve will have a tangency together here at this red line. So you can say, yes, your capital growth is now 0. It means your consumption is maximum, your investment is maximum, and also your output is maximum. So your future generation is definitely happy than this particular point what from that they started. Is that clear, or you have any doubt in that?
Madam, in this, what is at x-axis?
X-axis, we have a time. Okay,
Okay.
we have a time, and here we have only capital growth. Okay, so this initial capital is giving us just a path of direction, that from where we need to start. And only when we start from this point, this is only a point from where we are starting, but this line is indicating only capital growth. So it is a K1 for country 1, which is a developing one. K2, it is developed country, their capital growth. So it is just speed of growth. Okay, their this K01 indicates like developing countries speed of growth is faster than this, but they are converging together. Okay, it doesn't mean that they are just behind of this. That is not the case. It's like whether they have more capital, but still because of occurrence of more diminishing returns, their growth will now be slower than this particular country. So that's the only meaning of this convergence over here by this Solovean analysis. Yes, still you have a doubt, you can ask.
हेलो मैम.
Yeah, Preeti, you were telling something.
मैम प्लीज पॉइंटर का यूज करके एक्सप्लेन कर दो, ऐसे समझ में नहीं आ रहा
Uh,
कौन सी लाइन
and
के बारे में बता.
क्या क्या प्रीति, थोड़ा सा लाउडर बोलो.
पॉइंटर का यूज करके एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए, ऐसे एक
ये
लाइन के बारे में
यहाँ की
समझ
बात कर
में.
रही हूँ ना, मैं इसको ड्रॉ कर सकती हूँ. पता नहीं कल हैंग हो गया था तो मैं थोड़ा सा
हाँ मैम, वो
उसको
पॉइंटर
लेकर वो हो रही
दिखाई
हूँ.
नहीं दे रहा.
No, let me
Yes, समझ
do
गई.
it. Maybe
हाँ,
आज नहीं हो
yes.
तो मैं उसको करने की कोशिश करती हूँ, ठीक है. See, I'm talking about this. They'll converge like this. Are you getting my point? And this red line will be this. See, that is the convergence. So here exactly we started with a gap, okay, and this gap is eventually reducing. क्यों ये reduce हो रहा है? Because what we are saying, this country has more diminishing returns because they have a more initial capital. तो capital ज्यादा है इनके पास, तो diminishing returns की occurrence ज्यादा है. Because in the previous diagrams, we can see that this S is causing this depreciation, and this S is nothing. This is actually proportion of this your output per capital. तो जितना saving बढ़ेगा उतना ही investment बढ़ेगा. तो वो जो इन्वेस्टमेंट बढ़ रहा है वो डेप्रिसिएशन को कॉज कर रहा है, ठीक है. सो इट मींस दिस कंट्री हैव मोर कैपिटल, तो देयर सेविंग इज मोर, देयर इन्वेस्टमेंट इज मोर, सो देयर डेप्रिसिएशन ऑफ कोर्स इज मोर देन दिस कंट्री. तो इवेंचुअली क्या होगा कि इनका जो ग्रोथ फास्टर होगा और इनका ग्रोथ थोड़ा स्लो हो जाएगा. तो स्लो होगा तो ये समझो कि ये ज्यादा ऊपर चला जाएगा, ये थोड़ा नीचे आएगा. सो देयर पैटर्न ऑफ दिस कर्व विल बी डिमिनिशिंग, ओके, डिक्लाइनिंग और कॉनकेव. ओके, तो ये थोड़ा कॉनकेव होता जाएगा, ये थोड़ा और बड़ा होगा. सो द रीजन because you are assessing here marginal productivity of capital. We already have gone through the golden rule of capital accumulation. So वो theory क्या कहती है? Golden rule of capital accumulation की you will draw here one line, okay. So this will have a tendency that a maximum growth you can get it from this, okay. So similarly here also, but इसका जो tangent line आएगा वो somewhere यहाँ आएगा, इसका जो tangent line आएगा वो somewhere यहाँ आएगा. It means this country's marginal productivity of capital is higher than this country. So that is why they are converging, and their gap is getting reduced time wise. Time wise, it means I'm talking about a long run, because this theory is talking about technical coefficient growth function, okay, which is depending upon the possible growth patterns. So it's definitely not giving us anything in the short run. So this time period is determining our possible growth pattern, and that is why the speed of growth, because this initial capital, if I would talk about this triangle is indicating for all developing countries, and this triangle is indicating for all developed countries. So see, this is determining the growth. So the growth is higher for all developing countries. So that's why this speed will meet this speed, and both will converge together towards this steady state. That's the meaning. Is that clear to you now, Preeti? Yes, Preeti. You have a doubt still?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, so it's clear now. Now, exactly, I can summarize the whole application of Solo model. If you're increasing the few variables, there would be some change in the K star. Fine. We have gone through the saving rate, which is small s. Okay. If you increase it, if you increase the saving rate, you always see increase in this K star. So effect of K star would be positive when there is a saving rate is also rising. Then second thing we have seen that technology level A, okay, the technology level A, if it is rising, then also your K star is rising. K star means I'm talking about a steady state, okay. So your capital growth is rising, and because of this capital growth, your steady state is also rising. So your saving is also inducing your new steady state. It means higher steady state, which is giving you maximum consumption and a more consumption, and also the more output and investment. Similarly, technology can also induce the same, and it gives you more increase in the steady state. And if there is the cause of depreciation, it means any intervention or a policy change is causing the depreciation in the economy more, then what happens? There would be decrease in the K star. Okay, so depreciation is always reducing your K star, as we have seen that the population growth, that is also causing this N to rise. Sometimes the S is also causing this depreciation to rise, so that is also reducing our K star. Then the population growth, we have seen that is also reducing this K star. Then level of labor force, okay, the labor force has the different effect. from all these. Okay, the labor force, it means L0 whenever is rising, there will be no effect on K star. Okay, so these are the very important point. I just give you, you know, all situations one by one. See here, your S is rising. Okay, when you are inducing saving, your K star is rising. You are coming from K star 1 to K star 2. What happens when your technology is rising from A1 to A2? When your technology is rising, your steady state is increasing K star 1 to K star 2. Okay, when consumption in solo model is depending upon this condition, when your marginal productivity of capital is higher than this depreciation and the population rate, okay, then your consumption would be maximum. So that only I was trying to mention between this developing countries and the developed countries. So all developing countries, because they are always facing the problem of this population growth, so whenever their marginal productivity of capital is higher than their population growth, because occurrence of depreciation is already lower because of the capital is lower, but if they can control this population and their marginal productivity of capital is higher, they will converge more faster than these countries who are the developed one. Okay, and those countries who are the developed one, they always has to keep this higher MPK is greater than this depreciation, though their population growth is always lower. So always this condition has to be satisfied in both of the countries' case, whether it is developing or the developed one. Okay, so if they want to go for this change in K by K is higher in the country, this L0 to L0 dash, if this is happening, there will be no change in the K star. See, only what change is occurring? You are shifting from K0 to K0 dash. It means your initial capital is now higher. So it means it is an advantage that the occurrence of depreciation would now be lower, or your initial capital growth, there will be, you know, the triangle would now be higher for those countries. But your initial capital would decline, but your K star will not change whenever there will be change in this L0 to L0 dash. The change in population we already have seen, that is giving a rise in N to N prime, and that is why it is giving us more depreciation and will reduce your this steady state. So K star 2, you are reaching to K star prime. And this convergence, definitely here we are just comparing two countries, and the countries developing are converging more faster than these countries over here. And the reason, because the cause of depreciation, which is a capital diminishing returns, is now lower in these countries which are the developing one. Is that clear to you guys? This is all about the applications of solo model.
Yes, ma'am.
It's clear? If you have any queries still, please ask in this. Or shall I start the new one? What about guys? Sitaram was there now. Now he's not there.
मैम ये सोलो थ्योरी कैसे पढ़ना है?
Okay, I saw him. He joined, but then now I can't see him.
मैम
Anyways, okay. Rupal, you were asking something?
मैम ये वाली थ्योरी भी KR गुप्ता से पढ़नी है?
नहीं बेटा, ये सब कुछ बुक्स में से थोड़ी होता है. ग्रोथ इज समथिंग एल्स ना. इसमें रिसर्च पेपर्स भी इंक्लूड होते हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं. सो इट्स जस्ट अ रिसर्च पेपर विच आई एम फॉलोइंग.
बट मैम मुझे
सब
थ्योरी
कुछ के आर गुप्ता इज नॉट गिविंग अस मच. ओके, आपको एक दो चीजें मैंने आपको बताई उसमें. के आर गुप्ता इज जस्ट वन बुक एज अ रेफरेंस बुक. ओके, इट्स नॉट अ टेक्स्ट बुक. नथिंग इज टेक्स्ट बुक इन ग्रोथ, आई एम टेलिंग यू. कुछ भी टेक्स्ट बुक नहीं है. तो इसमें काफी कुछ चीजें हमें कुछ ओरिजिनल मॉडल्स फॉलो करने पड़ेंगे जो ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल होंगे, और रिसर्च पेपर्स भी फॉलो करने होंगे, है ना, क्योंकि बुक्स में सब कुछ नहीं मिलेगा आपको. बुक्स में बेसिक्स मिल जाएगा, आप बेसिक्स को फॉलो कर सकते हैं, बट एडवांस चीजें सब आपको रिसर्च पेपर्स में जाना पड़ेगा, है ना. अभी सोलो खत्म नहीं हुआ है. सोलो खत्म नहीं हुआ है. सोलो एक ऐसा मॉडल है जो बहुत लंबा चलता है ना. इसको हम पूरा सेमेस्टर भी पढ़ा सकते हैं.
मैम इसके रेफरेंस के लिए आप रिसर्च पेपर बताओगे क्या?
हाँ, क्यों नहीं बताऊंगी, बिल्कुल बताऊंगी. जो रिसर्च पेपर मेरे पास होंगे आई शेयर विद यू,
थैंक यू मैम.
है ना. एग्जैक्टली कुछ चीजें मेरे पास पहले से बनी हुई हैं, कुछ चीजें मैं अपडेट करती हूँ, तो अपडेट करने वाली तो सारी चीजें मेरे पास हैंड टू हैंड अवेलेबल होंगी, कुछ चीजें मुझे ढूंढ के आपको देनी पड़ेगी, ठीक है ना?
ओके मैम।
ओके, सो shall I proceed for the next one? Another Solovian analysis. Okay, now we'll discuss the solo growth model in a model of capital accumulation in a pure production economy. See, your fundamentals are clear, then this is also clear. Okay, why I'm taking this? Because it is just another interpretation of the steady state and the capital accumulation. Okay, so what we have done in our basics, this will help you in this also. So there are no prices because we are strictly interested in output and real income. Okay, so that only we want, like in steady state, the whatever the output is, that it should be equals to the real income. Everyone works all the time, so there is no labor or laser choice. I hope you all remember that labor and laser choice concept. Okay, but here what we are assuming, because of full employment theory, so everybody is working, so we don't have this kind of a choice between labor and laser. In fact, there is no choice at all. The consumer always saves a fixed portion of income. Fixed portion, why? Because the saving is a function of y by k. Okay, so hope you can recall all these things when I'm giving these theory. The consumer always saves a fixed proportion of income, always works, okay, and owns the firms, so collect all wage income and profit in the form of all output. Okay, so we are actually discussing income and employment, also consumption somewhere, wage, and also this profit. Okay, so the even firm is also there. Okay, so these are the different entities over here. Will not need to model the consumer. We assume all people work all the time, and we assume they save, hence invest also, and a fixed proportion of their income. There is no government, hence no taxation, no subsidies. This is a closed economy, so there is no trade also. Since there are no prices, there is no need for money, there are no financial markets, etc. So because of all assumptions of the Solovian model, we follow, all assumptions and also this pure economy in this case. This model then is a model that captures the pure impact, which is saving equals to investment. That is the major assumption of this model. As on the long run standard of living, because of technical coefficient, possible growth pattern will do what? The standard of living would be equals to this per capita income. Since we allow for population growth, this model may be called the Blue Lagoon model also. Okay, so we can also give this name Blue Lagoon model. Even in solo, you can have, the another model like augmented model of the solo, that we will also see. Okay, but this is the Blue Lagoon model of solo. So what ingredients are there? As I was discussing, there are the consumer farms. Okay, consumer owns the farm, so consumer receive all output, and therefore all profit and rent too. So we'll talk about these aggregates. So aggregates, what we have, the output which is equals to real income, that is our target. And we can define it like that, YT in period of T time period. Okay. Capital stock, that is equals to KT, which is your capital stock. Population size, that is NT, which is equals to labor supply, since everyone works all the time. And consumption, that is CT in C in T time period. Savings equals to S in T time period. Investment is equals to I in T time period. Okay, so this is just aggregates what we are taking to, follow our model. Then per capita output is equals to real income, YT by NT. It means this Y is capital one. Okay, this N is also capital one. So this gives you small y, which is your per capita. Capital stock is also per capita because small kt you are now taking, and this is divided by NT. Here also consumption, this is CT, small c, and capital C would be divided by capital N. Here also saving is small s because saving is also per capita we are taking. Investment is also per capita we are taking. Now, The population is equals to the labor supply. The population grows at the constant rate n. Okay. So how we define it, the percentage change in the growth or the population growth, t plus 1, because what we are assuming, that is the same classical assumption, because it depends on the past, the population. So future population, that is dependent on that, or the growth of population, we also know that this is the new one, this is the past one, and divided by the past one. Okay, the same theory of the growth percentage we would be taking for this population growth. So we can define like this nt plus 1, which is actually equals to 1 plus n, is a fraction of this your total population growth. So your past will decide your future. Okay, so that is your classical assumption also, as we have discussed in fundamentals. Then how you define the firm? The firm produces according to a Cobb-Douglas production function. So aggregate says YT is equals to your production function. So A is your efficiency parameter or technology, whatever you can call it. The capital, okay, power alpha, N is your labor, power is 1 minus alpha. So how would you define your per capita here? YT divided by NT, okay, your population growth. So this I can write the whole, you can even write by NT, but to simplify with this KT, NT, this power alpha, and this 1 minus alpha. So this N we actually expanded in this way. So if you'll do that, so this gives us this will be reduced. So this is the reduced form, okay, and I can write like this. It means A is a fraction of this kt by nt power alpha, and this gives us a kt power alpha. This is small k, this is capital, it means capital per capita, capital we are talking about. Okay, so this is small yt because now you're talking about per capita income, which is equals to this. Okay, so that is the reduced form of your per capita income. So here we are talking about your total output, and this is your per capita income. The consumers, which is actually what is the role of the consumer, as we have seen in the fundamentals, they will consume and they will save. Okay, so all are working also, so that is why they save, and hence they will invest also. And in our analysis, that st, which is total savings of the economy, that is equals to marginal propensity to save. Here also you could write st, marginal propensity to save, which is a fraction of your total output. Okay, so I can rewrite like this: ct, if consumption would be there, then 1 minus s, it means you are not saving, and that would be the function of this total output. It means by these two of the expressions, I can see the income, which is equals to consumption plus savings. Okay, so that we already have seen in the fundamentals of the Solow model. Notice this reflects that the fact that there is no government taxes, no imports, no exports, it means no trade. Okay, so because of classical assumption of free market, okay, even the capitalism, laissez-faire, those all things are working in that. That's why there is no government interference. Then we'll talk about this equilibrium growth. Okay, so first of all, we'll talk about the population here, as we already have seen that how you determine the population growth in the economy, which depends on the past population growth. Okay, so nt, which is equals to this, we already have derived in the past, the previous slide, and which is equals to 1 plus n and 1 plus n, nt minus 2. So if I say that the past population growth, that is the population growth today is depending on the previous population growth. Okay, so that previous is depending upon the previous 2 years population growth, and so on. So this way my function could be like this. So we need only know the initial n0 and the growth rate n to find the population size in any period t. So it means only we need initial one, and then you can get other values too. Then saving and investment, we know by the assumption of the Keynesian, we have taken as it is that I will be equals to S. Since there is no government, no taxes, there are no imports, no trade, consumer receive everything from the firms, and there are no financial markets too. Saving is simply investment, the only place consumer can put their money, which is actually output and simply back into the firm. Okay, so this is your again fundamental that IT will be equals to ST. Now we'll talk about capital accumulation, which is the main part of this theory. Okay, so aggregate capital grows according to the following law of motion. So what is our law of motion? That your capital accumulation, I would call it this capital accumulation because KT is your present time of capital stock. But if you want to increment in this capital stock, this will gives you 1 minus D, which is actually the fraction of this KT, and plus IT. Okay, so this is nothing, this is the depreciation. So depreciation has to be reduced. So in the net sense, this capital growth will be accumulated with this IT, which is your present investment. This is your initial capital. So every time whenever you make investment, there will be some depreciation occur in the capital stock. So next periods capital stock is this periods discounted for depreciation. D is equals to depreciation rate plus whatever was invested. Then use the production function and savings, which is equals to investment identity, to reduce per capita accumulation evolves according to. So we'll see that how this KT plus one or the capital accumulation can be expanded like this. So taking the same expression over here, this KT plus 1, which is equals to 1 minus D multiplied by this KT plus IT. Same expression I have taken. Now, 1 minus D, KT could be written similar, but we know by fundamentals, IT is equals to what? This ST. Okay. So 1 minus D multiplied by this KT plus this ST by assumption is equals to marginal propensity of saving, which is a fraction of this YT. Okay. This is your total output. Then again, this would remain constant plus we can write this YT. It means your production function. Your production function is this A, your technology, K capital, and N is your labor. So that has been replaced over here. Then further, we can define like this. This is your per capita capital. Okay, so capital per output or capital per labor, you can also call it. Okay, so KT plus 1, because your accumulated capital, this is now divided by NT. Okay, so this same theory or the same expression is getting now divided to this. So we got this expression is similar, but this KT would also be divided by NT plus SA. The whole production function would be divided by this NT. So this will give you the same result what we already have seen, that is per capita income. So same way you just expand your NT by power alpha and NT power 1 minus alpha. Okay, so this give you this reduced form. Okay, this is nothing, this is SA would remain same, but this is your small YT. Okay, this is your small YT, it means per capita income. 1 minus D, this is a fraction of this per capita income. But here we'll do small mathematical manipulation. Okay, what is the manipulation? That NT plus 1 divided by NT plus 1, which has no meaning. It means will give you 1 itself. Here also you can do both sides, but here I'll put 1 only, and here I will intentionally write this. So this here again I will do some manipulation. This I'll just cross, will put this here. NT plus 1 here I will replace. Okay, this here and this here. So this way I can rewrite it and this gives you same result. Now what I can do is this KT plus 1 and NT plus 1, this gives you small k. Okay, because the same plus 1 we have. So I can write this small KT plus 1, and this we already have defined. This is nothing, this is your 1 plus n. Okay, so this way I can write it together. And this 1 minus D, this I can write small kt, and there also I can write, because it is your capital per labor, so small k power alpha I can write. Okay, now what I can do is just simplify it further. So this gives you small kt plus 1, it means per capita capital. Okay, this gives you, or the accumulation of this capital, I would call it accumulation of capital, because plus 1 we are indicating, which is an increment in capital per capita output, or sorry, this capital. This gives you 1 minus D divided by 1 plus N, the fraction of this KT, and plus SA divided by 1 plus N, which is a fraction of this K alpha. So this 1 plus N would be divided the whole expression. Okay, so this expression is actually giving us capital accumulation over here. Fine, this is your capital accumulation over here. Now, from this capital accumulation, we need to reach steady state growth. Okay, the steady state growth, it means our K star. So, how to reach, mathematically on this K star value? So, that is our next target to achieve. Here, this was only about your capital accumulation. We actually have defined our KT plus 1 like this, and then we just expanded with other concepts and the assumptions, and we just substituted the values of all assumptions in that, and we reach on this final expression of this capital accumulation, which gives us what, that 1 minus d, which is the depreciation has to be reduced, because in net sense your capital growth, because possible growth pattern, it means change in K by K itself, it depends upon what, this capital growth. So that's why net growth of this capital has been taken over here. 1 minus d, that is actually reducing your depreciation portion here. And your n is also very important, but always whatever the population growth is getting occurred, that should be below than this point, so that your capital growth has to rise. So it gives us a positive relationship with this capital growth, which is in net sense. So always whenever KT is rising, your accumulation of capital is rising. Or in other words, the technical coefficient function, which says that it is depending on this possible growth patterns of n and k, where n also has to reduced, if you can recall the basics of it, that r star, that is equals to sf in bracket r1 minus nr. That is your basic the equation of the solo model. So this is also indicating the same, but the interpretation is different. It says that your KT is rising, then this also is rising. N is also there, but this N has to be controlled, over and above, always this parameter should rise. And this is your output, your technology, that is also being, helping us to increase your K star. And this also has to be lower. So this is your capital accumulation in this model. Shall I proceed for the steady state?